Today we are going to discuss about the tissues, organs and organ systems from class ninth biology book, Federal Board National Book Foundation. In complex multicellular organisms, the cells are organized into tissues, organs and organ systems. Each level of organization has a specific role and higher levels are formed from lower levels. This hierarchy allows for specialization and efficiency in performing the life processes. Let's discuss about the levels of organization. The atomic level, it is the smallest chemical unit of matter like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. The molecular level, when the atoms combine they form molecules with the properties different from their atoms. Examples include water, DNA and carbohydrates. The cell organelle level. The biomolecules assemble into organelles which perform specific functions like the nucleus and the ribosomes. Then we have the cellular level. The cells are the smallest units of life like the muscle cell, the skin cell and the neuron. The tissue level. The groups of similar cells working together for a common function is known as the tissue level. Examples of tissues include muscle tissues, epithelial tissues and connective tissues. Then we have the organ level, two or more tissues working together to perform a function like the heart which pumps blood throughout the body, the liver and the stomach which is used for storing purposes and digestive purposes. Then we have the organ system level, the groups of organs working together for a major body function like the digestive system or the circulatory system. Then we have the organism level. A living individual is composed of all the organ systems working together. An example is of a human. Organs. Most organs contain all four major tissue types: epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscle tissues and nervous tissues. For example, the heart pumps blood and the lungs bring in oxygen and remove the carbon dioxide. The skin protects the internal structures. The stomach contains epithelial tissue for the lining and the secretion of the glands. The connective tissue is used for support. The muscle tissue is used for churning food and the nervous tissue is for the controlling movement. Organ systems. The organs are grouped together in organ systems that work together to carry out the major functions of the body. For example, the cardiovascular system. It includes the heart and the blood vessels, the lungs, the trachea and the bronchi which bring oxygen into the body and remove carbon dioxide. The organ systems do not work in isolation. For example, the respiratory and circulatory systems work together while the respiratory system brings oxygen into the lungs and it enters the bloodstream through the circulatory system. Carbon dioxide from the blood is released back into the lungs to be exhaled. The blood vessels include the veins, the arteries and the capillaries. The organs and organ systems of plants, class ninth biology. Plants, like animals, have specialized structures that perform specific functions which are necessary for the survival, growth, reproduction and adaptation. These structures are organized into organs and organ systems, and understanding the organs of plants and their organ systems is essential for scoring well. Now the organs of plants. A plant organ is a group of tissues working together to perform a specific function. The main organs of the plants includes the root. The roots are the underground organs which are responsible for anchoring the plant in the soil and absorbing water and minerals. They also store food in some plants like carrots, radishes. Here are the functions of the roots. They provide the anchorage to the soil, absorption of water and minerals, the storage of food, the transport of absorbed materials, and they prevent soil erosion. How? By holding soil particles together. The second organ of the plant is the stem. It is the aerial part of the plant that supports the leaves, the flowers, and the fruits. It acts as a transport system between the roots and the leaves. Here are the functions of the stem. It provides the support for leaves, flowers, and fruits. It helps transport minerals like xylem and phloem and helps in the transport of water, storage of food in some plants like sugarcane, and photosynthesis in green stems. Leaves are the main photosynthetic organ of the plant. They are adapted for maximum absorption of sunlight and gaseous exchange. The functions of leaves are photosynthesis, which is the production of glucose using sunlight. Then transpiration, it is the loss of water vapor helping in cooling and water movement. Then we have the flowers. The flowers are the reproductive organs of the flowering plants. They are specialized for asexual reproduction. The functions of flowers: production of male pollen and female ovules gametes, pollination, fertilization, and the development of fruits and seeds. We have fruits. Fruits develop from the ovary after fertilization and protect the seeds. They help in the dispersal of seeds. The functions of fruits are the protection of developing seeds, aiding in seed dispersal, and in some cases, the storage of food. Then we have the seeds. Seeds are the mature ovules that contain the embryo. They are capable of developing into a new plant. The functions are germination, food storage, and the dispersal to new locations. Now let's discuss about the two organ systems of plants, the root system and the shoot system. In plants, the organs work together in systems to carry out life processes. The two main organ systems are the root system. The root system consists of all the roots of the plant, usually underground. It anchors the plant, absorbs water and minerals, and sometimes stores food. The shoot system. The shoot system is the aerial part of the plant which includes stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits. The functions of the shoot system are support and positioning of leaves, photosynthesis, transport of food and minerals, reproduction to flowers and fruits, and the dispersal of seeds. The organs and the organ systems of humans. Class 9th Biology. The human body is a complex and highly organized structure which is made of billions and millions of cells. These cells form tissues which combine to form organs. The organs work together in organ systems to carry out the essential life processes like respiration, circulation, digestion, and reproduction. The organs of humans. What is an organ? An organ is a group of different tissues which work together to perform a specific function. The first organ is the brain. It is the main center of the human body. It controls the body functions, the thoughts, the emotions, and coordination. The heart pumps blood throughout the body and it has four chambers, the two atria and the two ventricles. It circulates the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. The lungs are the main organs of respiration. They exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide between the air and the blood. The stomach. It is the part of the digestive system and it secretes gastric juice to break down food, which is known as hydrochloric acid. The liver. It produces bile for fat digestion, detoxifies the harmful substances, and stores glycogen and regulates metabolism. The kidneys. They filter waste products from the blood. They regulate the water, salt, and pH balance. Now let's discuss about the human organ systems. An organ system is a group of organs that work together to perform one or more functions. The first major human organ is the nervous system. Organs are the brain, spinal cord, and the nerves. Now the circulatory system. The main organs involved in the system are the heart, the blood vessels, like the arteries, capillaries, and veins, and the blood. Then we have the respiratory system. The main organs of the respiratory system are the nose, the trachea, and the lungs. Then we have the digestive system. The main organs involved are mouth, esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the liver, and the pancreas, which produce a hormone known as insulin and glucagon. Homeostasis. Homeostasis is the maintenance of a stable internal environment despite the changes in the external environment. It helps organisms survive and function properly by keeping the internal conditions constant. Examples of homeostasis are temperature, pH value, nitrogenous waste, oxygen and carbon dioxide along with glucose level in the blood. Heat regulation. The human body maintains an internal temperature close to 37 degrees Celsius. When there is an increase in temperature, the cooling mechanisms are activated, sweating occurs and vasodilation occurs. Sweating is the heat loss through evaporation and vasodilation is the widening of the blood cells near the skin surface. Heat is lost. When there is a decrease in temperature, the heating mechanisms are activated. Vasoconstriction forms, which is the narrowing of blood vessels, which reduces the heat. Shivering also occurs where the muscles contract rapidly and heat is produced. The glucose regulation. The concentration of glucose in the blood is controlled mainly by the pancreas using two hormones. The insulin, which is produced by beta cells of pancreas, and glucagon, which is produced by alpha cells of pancreas. The insulin is secreted when the glucose level is high, while glucagon is secreted when the glucose levels are low. Now, the circulatory system's role in homeostasis. The circulatory system carries the oxygen which is supplied to the body cells and the carbon dioxide is removed as the waste. It helps maintain the constant internal environment by transporting nutrients, gases and waste. The summary points. Homeostasis maintains internal balance, regulates temperature, pH, waste, gases and glucose. Mechanisms: the sweating, vasodilation, vasoconstriction, shivering, insulin and glucagon. The circulatory system plays a vital role in maintaining homeostasis.